Hello, Bame Farm fans. It is November 23rd, 24th, I don't know, something. 2020, so with Thanksgiving week, and we're still chopping silage, and I'm getting into the 1466, because we got to get rolling this morning before it rains a bunch tomorrow. So we're going to turn the key, give it some throttle, and press that magical button. Diesel in the morning. The 14 starts so much better since I got the injection pump rebuilt last year. So we gotta pull the wagon around, and then we're gonna hit the road and have a lot of fun chopping silage in the mud. Let's make the magic happen. Oh, the joys of internationals. Starting up the PTO, not being in the cab. But we still gotta climb up here to give it the juice. Oh yeah. Looks like PTO speed. Sounds like glory. Now I still haven't properly fixed this wagon, but it gets it unloaded. So fixed is fixed. A little piece of twine, if we remember that over here. We've been feeding off this wagon for a few days, so it's going to be a little solid and caked in the wagon, really steamy. At least that means there's still moisture in it. Yep, there's my piece of twine holding strong. Floor keeps moving, and it's not undoing itself by going back, so that dog is catching. And I'm surprised we don't even have to use, there's no strap on this right now, so that's good. Well, I think that's a wagon load. Just a little bit of turbo whistle. Then turn the blower off. Don't want it to idle too slow. Oh yeah. Now the joy of getting out of this mess. So we got the drawbar swung. That is really good for getting up here to the blower, especially with that red wagon. I don't need it so much for this wagon because it's wider in general. Now I plan for that to happen because the joys of this tractor having a hydraulic PTO with a brake, and it usually ends up stopping when the bed is trying to advance. So that way you're fighting the wagon and the tractor having different agendas. Well, the fun part is we get to hook both wagons together. We're gonna go on a road trip to see one of our country friends out here. We're gonna go over and see Herman because he's got a little bit of corn we're gonna chop. You get to see the hitch on the back of these guys. Yeah, the green wagons are set up with hitches on the back. I've never double hooked silage wagons. A good thing we're not going but a mile or two. I don't know how well these will trail. I mean, the green ones pulled home from that sale a couple years ago pretty good. Ooh, boy. just gonna have to roll these together by hand or something. I'm not feeling that good. I don't feel like trying again to back it up. But you see, we got the extra hitch extension back there, so we can do this. I wouldn't hook these frame to frame because it'll be too tight making a tight turn. But I think we'll have enough room to go down the road. As long as we don't take the turns too tight, we'll make it. I think Dad just about has the chopper ready. So stay tuned for another less warm start this morning. All ready to roll. That's that magical moment. There's the bell. I guess it's not too super cold, but we gotta let this thing warm up. It'll smoke like a freight train. Never had issues with this poor old 3208 Cat starting. But man, you'd think it was one of a smoking section in a restaurant or something. Oh yeah. The exhaust system is terrible. Got cracks in the manifolds. But once you get it hot, the smoke will just rise away. Yeah, somebody over-tightened the manifold bolts not so well before we got it. And, well, the exhaust system is how we got it to. We got to work on that, but it doesn't stop it from running. So we're just going to keep going. Chopper's going down the road. Let's hop in our own chariot. And, well, you can't see both wagons. We'll take both wagons. Oh, how I love the extendable tongue. I don't have to play this game, but I might. I can put it in while he's moving. He's got a latch. Now with the red wagon, we got to play the game where we put the pin in while he's creeping back, and hopefully we do it quick or he can guess right hooking it up. Oh, it's not super dry. I got a little puddle going over there. I'm getting the most of the rice tires along this way towards the front. Chopped one wagon. Now this green wagon is going to be heavier. So this could be exciting. Yeah, if we had chopped this a month ago, we wouldn't be making this mess. But, you know, iron doesn't like to stay together. Silage chopper emerging from the corn. That was rather brave, just to dive right through the middle. Because if there's a problem, well, there's no way other than forward to get out of the mess. Here on the dry side, we're doing just fine. On the wet side, the mud is just soup. The chopper's sinking in down to as deep as the soil was worked. So say 5-6 inches for disking, and then we're hitting bottom. Now this corn was planted sort of late. It went in the ground. It was almost July. We don't necessarily plant over here very early for this reason. Because of the moisture. We're getting the most out of the four-wheel drive. Saw that little back wheel just a-turning. And we planned on chopping it for silage. But, you know, we had that fix. That took forever. And someone's going to say, well, why did you wait so long? How do I put this nicely? The cattle are mostly Dad's thing. I'm not always thrilled about their existence because it seems like like silage chopping can be the biggest debacle, not to mention the feeding of the cattle twice a day by hand. Now, do I mind the work? No, but you know, it's always something there to do. Oh yeah, this isn't that dry. I mean, this ear's hanging. There's a lot of ears that aren't. That's a fat ear, at least. So yeah, I did not spearhead this project until it was probably pretty late, because I had things to do. Like, hey, and not to say every man for himself, but I got my things, and well, the cattle are dad's. Even though I've got like a few that are out there that I claim, those red ones. So we're not going to be like that kid that fell asleep out in a cornfield. And that was a bad day. But this was obviously earlier in the year, but apparently he was like deer hunting and fell asleep out in the cornfield and then got eaten by a silage chopper, I think. Huh. He's got to get into more open land so I can get some video. Well, it's fun walking through the corn. It's not pretty corn out here. I'm sure it suffered its deer damage just because all the trees around. There's been a lot that's knocked down or fallen down, but it should have a lot of protection because of the trees from the wind. There we go. We'll get some of that glorious chopper footage. He's coming down next to where he already chopped. He's making pretty good progress. It's flowing in good. Obviously this corn isn't super tall, so there's less material going through. So I guess he could eat it faster. Now he's got to watch how high he keeps the head, because he'll get ears caught underneath the bottom gathering chains, and then it won't feed in and the ears won't get pulled in, they'll just sit there. Close your eyes, it's snowing. Let's see which way he goes back. Ah, good deal. Steering with it. I mean, he's working the wheel a little bit. The mud makes it feel more like you're steering a ship rather than having exact control. It's gonna be a bigger wagon, but I gotta get on the road with that red wagon and go unload it. For the ruts. Watch that mud move. corn in it, it's hitting the back real hard. Oh, we're getting a lot of grain in our stover. And I give the cows enough protein, and the rumen bacteria will digest this stuff. So all I need is fiber. He's got an ear caught in this row. I guarantee it. That's the only joys of the late chopping. It's really easy to catch ears. Then you just got to use the reverse to spit the ear out. And maybe it'll feed. It's kind of so-so. I think there's an ear caught. He's got a whole pile of stuff going right underneath that top gathering chain. Yeah, and then it starts wrapping underneath, and it can't get down to the cutter wheel. Oh, we got that ear unwedged. And you just gotta watch, like some of the stuff that's not standing well, just how an ear gets caught, and it's real easy. That's not so big of a problem when it's green and standing well. I understand all those little nuances. Now this wagon's bigger, so it's gonna take a little bit to fill. There's only about 3 acres here. If we get 4 or 5 wagon loads, I'll be surprised. We were losing volume because of wind and just how long the corn's been out here. And that's mostly leaf volume. So we're gonna leave him chop, and I'm gonna go run home and unload the other wagon. Well, we might as well show off unloading the red wagon one more time. This one has a very solid mounting for the dog, for the bed ratchet. We shouldn't have to worry about that having issues anytime soon.